So you have to shed that coat. You have to get rid of that layer of anger before you have that conversation. Because if you go in there and start pointing your finger and telling somebody how wrong they are, they've already dug in. You lost as soon as that happened. As soon as you call somebody a libtard or something like that, game over. The conversation's done. It's done. Like, you're not going to win on the internet by dunking on somebody. That doesn't happen.
Welcome to Whiskey and Windage, the two-way podcast for the people, by the people. I'm your host, Mike, joined by my co-hosts, Matt and Adam. Matt, how are we doing tonight, bro?
Dude, I'm doing great. I'm really excited about today's guest. I think we got a great guest lined up. I had a great Sunday. I'm sitting down doing what I love with my homies, so I'm freaking stoked.
Adam, dude, tell me about your weekend and then tell me who we got lined up tonight.
Man, I had a great weekend. Just hung out with some friends. It was a good time. But here's what I'm excited about. I am excited about Mr. Jon Patton from the Gun Collective. And here's why.
Ooh.
We met him at GOA. Him and I had an interesting interaction. Jon Patton?
Oh, we got him?
Yeah, we got Jon Patton.
That's the guest, dude.
Yeah. And I was basically told when I met him in a nice way that I'm the annoying guy in his feet all the time. I'm like, I kind of felt special. But no, super excited to get Jon Patton on. Honestly, it's an honor to have him on the show. It's going to be a great one, guys.
Dude, Jon Patton was, first off, hilarious when we met him because he trashed you, and I love that.
Funny, dude.
Second off, the guy has been a staple in the firearms community for over a decade. So that's a big thing. And third, I mean, the dude knows his shit. I don't know how else to say that.
Guys.
I'll have to edit that part out, but I'm cool with that. Man, without any further ado, it looks like he's about loaded in. So, Matt?
Let's freaking go, dude.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
All right, everybody. We want to welcome to the show Mr. Jon Patton from the Gun Collective. Let's give him a big round of applause. Jon, welcome to Whiskey and Windage.
Are we going to pipe in the applause?
Yeah,
we're gonna. It's coming in. There we go.
That's way better. That's way better. Hi, thank you for having me. This is going to be ridiculous. I can't wait.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you have no idea.
It gets weird fast.
Good. I'm in.
We appreciate you joining us. We appreciate you being a go-getter and being willing to just jump in with both feet. A lot of folks know who you are. I mean, most people in our space, I think, know who you are. I've heard your name before. I've seen your content, but
perhaps cursed my name.
That might be true. Whatever it is, just keep my name in your mouth, right?
Sure.
So I'm curious because, I mean, I come into your content like, I don't know, midway through is when I'm seeing it. And, you know, going all the way back is quite a collection. Like, let's talk about your first recollection of firearms. Like, did you grow up in a house with guns and shooting? And how did this all start?
Yeah, we had guns in the house when I was growing up. I still have some of those same guns.
Hell yeah.
My dad hunted
guns.
Yeah. I love them. My dad hunted. He took my brother out. I never actually got to hunt with my dad, but they were always around. I was a Boy Scout when I was young, and I wasn't really a gun enthusiast until I was in my late 20s. I never really got, like, I shot all the time, but I was not what we all believe as a gun enthusiast. And much like we all tend to do, I jumped in both feet on guns as a hobby. And I want to say that was like 2011-ish. There's actually videos of like some of my first experiences in shooting on my old YouTube channel, just like random, crappy cell phone videos from way back. And that was really the catalyst of, oh, this is kind of cool. I think I could buy one of these. I think I like this. And, little did I know at the time I would end up with a career in the gun industry.
It's all downhill from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. So I'll show my age a little bit. So I'll tell you my age. I'm 45. And
oh man, old
yeah.
balls over here.
Yeah. So when I first started,
gray beard.
Yeah, I had guns, and I was buying guns at 18 and then up to 21, but I was too stupid to realize that I was on the rise as all of these guns started to increase in price. And instead of taking advantage of it, I just stuck with the few stupid ones that I had and was like, hey, this is all I need. Now looking back, I'm like, dude, what an idiot. Like, what an idiot. Why did I not buy more?
Hindsight's 20/20. It's easy to say that. I got rid of there's most of the stuff I've gotten rid of had good reason to get rid of, but like there's a couple I wish I still had.
Yeah, whatever. Absolutely. So you had a channel before the Gun Collective. So what were you doing? Like, what was the point of that channel?
Guns. Yeah, I had another gun channel. It was called Chaos 311 Clarity. You can still look it up. It's still there. All the terrible videos, including my first ever review, filmed on my bed with a laptop camera. All of that stuff is still there, and I leave it there with good reason. One, because there's some good videos on there, and two, because it kind of reminds me of where I started. And across the years that I did that, I kind of lost my way. I was started to like pander to companies to try. I was doing all the things I tell people not to do now. I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, I was like, I'm done. And then a couple months after that, TGC was born.
Yeah. Man,
I think that's important, though. I think, like, seeing where you come from, because I know we look at our stuff, even from, like, a year ago, and I'm like, man, it's so embarrassing. But every influencer we've had on that does YouTube tells us the same thing. They're like, oh, when I look back at what I started with, they're like, you just see your growth factor. I think John Keys was telling us about that. He's just like, he used actually the word cringe is what he used for his first episode.
Valid.
Yeah. But I love that, John, that the fact that you still keep that up there. The fact that, do you ever go back and watch it again, or do you just kind of like, it's there?
It's there. I don't, okay. I mean, if I need to reference it for something, I might go back and watch it. If I have a question about like, oh, what did I say about whatever the hell it was?
Yeah.
That's the only time I watch. I don't even watch most of the TGC videos we put out. Most of them I don't watch the entire way through.
Yeah, I get that. And you started TGC, and that's about the same time as Patton Media, and that was, 2015?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So, dude, that's a pivotal year for you. Looking back, hindsight, like, you launch Patton Media, and I want you to talk about that for a second. But then following that, like same year, you launched TGC. Like, you made some big moves, like in a short amount of time. Looking back,
they were moves of desperation. Really, I had nothing else going on. I was unemployed, and I went, oh crap, I need to start a career. And thankfully, I had a relationship with a company called Lehigh Defense.
Yeah.
And we did some content for their sister company, did some like promo video type stuff for them. And that's why I started Patton Media. And then I started to go, oh, we could probably do this for a couple other companies. And I've done work, thankfully, with a lot of great companies over the years through consulting work, video creation, social media management, all those sorts of things. Like I'm on both sides of the equation when it comes to content creation and helping brands grow. And in the same year TGC was born, we actually started planning TGC about 2 feet from where I'm sitting, and it was written down on a whiteboard. And the idea was like, oh, well, maybe we can do this sort of newsy type thing, and there'll be like segments, and it'll be this and that. And it launched a few months later after we did practice episodes. And there's nothing but a crappy cliche coming to my head about how this is, all history after that.
Yeah, no, you're right. And like I said offline, when I first started watching your content, it reminded me of MTV when it used to be good, and the news with Kurt Loder. Like, he would come on and be like, hey, it's Kurt Loder, here's the MTV news. And he would hit you with, what happened that day or that week in it. He'd talk about the high points, the low points, talk about looking into the future. And they need to always highlight some band of some sort or some tour. And it's really what drew me to watching your show, because I don't know. I think the structure in a show, we've got structure in ours, but it's not for everyone. But at the same time, when you're looking for that constant, hey, I know I'm going to get this. I know I'm going to get that. I look forward to this. I think your viewers look forward to that. How did you guys come up with that idea when you were writing that on the whiteboard?
There's kind of a lot of borrowed / stolen ideas.
Us too.
I mean, news is not a new concept. It was just new to the gun industry in the way that we did it. It was originally all green screen, and that looked, I mean, that's still right over here to my right. And it was just unlike anything that the gun industry had seen at that point. There had been attempts at like news type content. It was just poorly done at the time. And, it was just like, here, let's slap some ideas together. Let's borrow from this channel and this industry and that industry. And, it was just kind of happened in the right way.
Was there an episode that
you
could say propelled you like, hey, whoa, we're doing something special, or kind of clicked? Was there like that one episode that defined like, okay, we're on the right track?
The first episode was really made an impact. It doesn't have like crazy views or anything, but that first episode was sort of a make or break, and we got nothing but positive feedback about it at the time. It was like, oh my gosh, from people that didn't know, because I didn't tell anybody what we were doing. I had, I had kept it sort of under wraps. I shared it with a couple trusted friends, but we sort of let that cat out of the bag, and everybody went, oh shit, this is a thing. And that has thankfully continued. I've been able to make a career out of it. And there's been good episodes over the years. We've had a few that just pop, but nothing. I don't make viral content. That's never been my thing. So, when an episode hits 100K, I'm like, yeah, this is great.
I did it. Yeah. I think that's funny though too, because I look at your production and I can't see what's behind, what you're looking at. But when you look at it, it's like, the wall, you say the green screen's to your right, and I'm looking at your gun wall in the background, and you've got your microphones, and, you've got your laptop, and everything that goes into it, the production value. And what it tells me is, it's in this industry, some people can utilize it that way, and other people don't utilize as much. And it has nothing to do with who is better. It's just, I think you can do it from either realm. And what I'm referencing is, you look at someone like Hickok. I mean, he's sitting in his backyard, down a wooded hill, up a wooded hill. There's no real set. There's no real nothing. There's just a whole bunch of 2-liter bottles that he drank. And, and I love Hickok, but he's like your grandpa. He's sitting there talking to you, and he's shooting. Everybody would watch him. And if he sat behind, the TGC set, people would do the same. And I feel that with you as well. The set is irrelevant. It looks great for you, but the set's irrelevant. I think you could do this sitting on a cardboard box outside of Walmart, and the attention you command, I mean, it's just there. I mean, you can see it. Some people have it, some people don't. Some people can manufacture it, but with what you do, it's, people are going to come find your information regardless. And I think that's really cool. And it's,
thank you.
And it's something that you can't, you have to develop over time. Like you said, you've done this for 10 years plus, not counting the previous channel.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've always kind of been a performer in some way. I was in bands, I was in choir, standing up and being goofy and making people laugh and sharing my opinion. I mean, and getting paid for it. Come on, this is great.
Yeah, no kidding. So as your platform grew, starting, before TGC, but 2015 hit something, and your voice has grown, and so has your reach. When was the actual light bulb moment when you said, oh shit, I need to start advocating for the 2A, not just talk about it, but kind of advocate, or even if you're not way up on the echelon of, hey, everything I do is, advocacy based, when did that moment hit where like, hey, I should at least start mentioning stuff because it is important?
Well, I mean, I've kind of had bits and pieces of that my entire video career, if you could call it that. I remember my old channel, I had a video talking crap to Dianne Feinstein. Like, it's kind of sprinkled in throughout. And for a long time, a lot of the more recent viewers and people that have watched TGC more recently just don't know about a show we had called The Legal Brief. And that was with a guy named Adam Kraut. And Adam is currently EVP of, I don't know his actual title, but he's a high up guy in Second Amendment Foundation.
Okay.
Adam and I have known each other like 15 years, something like that. I don't know. I made fun of him on the internet for his car, and we got along after that. It was great.
That's awesome.
But TGC has always had that sort of content in it, because I feel like a lot of content creators are just not great at distilling information. I'm very particular about how things are said, what words are chosen. And I feel like a lot of times I could do that a little bit better for my own taste. I want things more simplified. So when I have that opportunity, I try to take it. I mean, the political stuff just beats me senseless. It makes me angry. So I don't like often do it anymore. But, there wasn't like a single moment where I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. Like the movies or some, it's just always been something that I'm like, well, I really enjoy this. And I think I'm decent at conveying a point and simplifying it. So why don't I do that?
No, that's awesome. And then this year, we were lucky enough to meet you at the Goals event. I know you were a busy guy there. You were pretty much on almost every single panel, kind of just moderating all of them, right?
I wasn't on a lot of them, all of them. I did a couple.
Yeah, you did a great job with that. And the one that we got to watch that was really eye-opening was the diversity one. So we sat in that one. We were in the crowd watching that one. We had a lot of friends on that panel, and I think for us, the thing with this culture is the diversity of the 2A, and not just going to one. I'm just gonna say one race or one religion. Like, it's for everyone, right? Well, the 2A is for all of us, and I think that was a great panel. I think we need more of that, more of those discussions, and I think the way that you moderated it was awesome. And I think, in my opinion, we need more of that.
Well, thanks. I mean, that panel in particular was something I just got thrust into. Like, I told GOA this is an insider thing. I told GOA I wanted to host all of the panels. I was like, get out of my way and let me do it. But obviously it didn't work out that way, because what I didn't know at the time when I said that was that they were going to do 8 million panels that weekend.
You would not have had a life at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do anything like eat or sleep.
You'd have been like Clint Morgan.
Yeah, precisely. I would say I felt bad for Clint, but I didn't feel bad.
Yeah. No.
So
Poor Clint.
That particular panel, I didn't know what we were walking into. Thankfully, I knew most of the people on there, at least on a surface level. And allowing people to speak and guiding them to what is a reasonable answer, or helping people get to a point, is something I'm pretty good at. So being able to do that with some creators that might not be as experienced as I can't remember what the name of it was, the 2A Action Alliance, whatever the hell that was. That was the first panel that I did. Mm-hmm. And that was, a lot of the guys that I've known, like Mr. Guns of Gear, Sean, Johnny was on there, Jared was on there.
Yeah.
We've had, I've known those guys. They have big audiences, so they're very used to that, whereas some of the 2A for All panel people were maybe not.
Yeah.
At least in that environment of being on stage.
Yeah,
so it was cool to be able to help them and try and lift them up and help them get their points out.
So what did you think of the Goals event? I mean, we were there. I think I'm excited for next year. I think they're doing something special. I mean, SHOT Show's one thing. All the NRA show's great, but Goals did something special, in my opinion, of bringing everyone together in a way that it was not just the influencer. It wasn't just the average person. It was just, you come together as this is for everyone. And I appreciate it. I think it was done well. Kudos to them. But what was your take on the actual whole event?
I mean, I thought it was pretty good. I am very, very, very biased when it comes to events because I have GunCon,
Yes.
and
You do.
you guys got to be there next year, by the way.
We'd love to.
Yeah.
We'll
Well,
make
we
that
had
happen.
Caleb on, and he talked about that, and he talked about taking a nap in Brownells, but it got thrown. Honestly, we were like, we had blinders on, and then all of a sudden it was like GunCon, and it was like, damn it, like
Yeah.
that's one I wanted to be at. So yes, next year it is on the list. I know you're looking for a location, but
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. I was just scouting this weekend. I'll probably go do that again within the next couple weeks. But to your point, Goals is a solid event. There's a lot of good people there. I got to hang out with my friends, and for me, that's a big deal. You know, I see most of these other content creators a couple times a year at most, and for me, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was successful for them.
Yeah, it was great. And then, like, a little side note, when I met you for the first time, it was pretty funny. I don't know if you remember it, but I come up to you, and they're like, "Wait a minute, I think I've seen you in my Facebook feed. Someone I should."
You're
It
in my
basically, I'm the
feed.
annoying guy that's always in your Facebook feed. I'm like, heck yeah, but
Dude, he's in my feed too. If I could just mute him without him knowing it, I would do it.
I mean, you could just delete him,
it's been done.
just done forever.
Yeah.
I've actually unfollowed
He's
him once.
unfollowed him before, yeah.
Yeah, I unfollowed him.
That's good.
So what I do want to ask you on this is, going back to our offline talk a little bit and how I appreciate your honesty.
I told you not to tell everybody.
Yeah, well, out now. It's out.
Wow.
It's out. So America, though, in reality, it is a melting pot of cultures, religious beliefs, ethics, upbringings, you name it, it's there. So, I noticed that you somehow are able to, in a positive light, you're able to bridge that gap. And I know that's one of the big goals of yours, or one of the pillars, bridging that gap with people of different outlooks. Some people take the loud approach and they're just, hey, it's my right and you can't take it. Whatever. Cool. That's what you want to do. That works. Other people try to, use different facts or speak legal, which I don't do a lot because I'm not as well versed as a lot of other people when it comes to legalities. And the last thing I want to do is give incorrect information. But is there a better method, or how is your approach to that? Because you seem to do really good when you're talking to people. I've never seen you, take on an argument, but when you're conveying that stuff on your channel and you're discussing these things, what would your advice be? Because I truly think that everyone in this space, no matter if you're seasoned vet or day one in this, we all could be a little bit better in our advocacy as far as how we speak to people and how we talk and how we convey our thoughts. You're very good at it. What advice would you give?
I think the thing that a lot of our cohorts get wrong is they lead with anger. And I'm sure we've all heard the adage about holding on to anger is like holding a hot coal and expecting the other person to be hurt by it. Right. It doesn't work. Yeah. It simply will not work. Stomping your feet and saying, this is the way it is not going to do anything. We have to meet people in conversation. We have to be open to what they're saying. We don't have to agree with what they're saying. We just have to be open to what they are saying and hear them and appreciate the fact that they do have different opinions. I mean, that we have a wonderful country where we can disagree. And it's okay to disagree, but the shouting and things like that, it never goes anywhere. Mm-hmm. And I think if we lead with emotion, like the opposite side has done so many times so successfully, if we are able to meet people with empathy and understanding, we will get so much farther. For example, if we're talking about protecting children, I think instead of talking about the danger that they're in, talk about the safety we can provide through firearms and training, right?
Exactly. Correct.
But it's the same thing. We're saying the exact same thing. It's the methodology used in that conversation is totally different. And unfortunately, it is very frustrating right? Like the situation that we're up against is very frustrating. So you have to shed that coat. You have to get rid of that layer of anger before you have that conversation. Because if you go in there and start pointing your finger and telling somebody how wrong they are, they've already dug in. You lost as soon as that happened.
Yep.
As soon as you call somebody a libtard or something like that, game over. The conversation is done.
It's done. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Like you're not going to win on the internet by dunking on somebody. That shit doesn't happen.
No. I was going to say my method typically is, I like to compare things to sport analogies because it's what I'm best at comparing to. And I look at it like, us exercising our 2A right is, if you want to take a sport, it's just like, we'll just say it's similar to golf. There's a bunch of people that go out there and play golf, and you play golf to get good. And one day, maybe you're called up to be a part of the PGA Tour, but odds aren't there, but maybe you are. So in that event, you're ready. Now that's making light of a dangerous situation, but in reality, I train and I shoot not because I want to be better of a protector and, be someone that my family can depend on. To me, that's a byproduct to me. I shoot and I tell people to come shoot because I truly enjoy shooting, and it is so much fun. And because of that comfort I'm in those situations and wanting to constantly be better, I'm becoming a better protector. I think all of us agree that even though we shoot and we practice and we train, we all hope and pray that we never physically have to be in a situation where we have to use our firearm. Like, we don't wake up wanting that. I hope I never see it in my life. But on the same, flip that coin over, it's, I'm going to train and shoot and have fun. And that byproduct means I'm going to be ready in the event something does happen.
Makes sense. Mine's a little mixed because military, so it's kind of that mindset.
Yeah, you got to do some stuff.
I have a very intent way when I go out and shoot. But when you go to Mike's house, plus he likes to stuff teddy bears full of tannerite and we blow them up. So Mike is right. We have fun on the range.
That's one of the perks of having your own range is just shooting things and saying, hey, can we stuff this in that and shoot it and see if it works? And it does.
Yeah, it gets kind of weird sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
It's like an explosive turducken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A turducken with tannerite for Thanksgiving.
No. Like
he's
binary
doing it now.
C4. You see, like layer explosives.
I'm gonna need another FFL.
That's a different ball game.
This is a whole different ball game. Yeah,
it's a whole nother set of numbers there.
Yes, it is.
So, John, I've heard rumor that. Hi. I usually just kind of sit in the corner and mouth breathe the whole show. So
he does good at it.
I'm Matt.
That's very funny. Yeah.
Introduce him, and then he's out in the weeds. He's just hanging out. I love this.
So, I hear rumor that you're a car guy. What is?
It's not a rumor.
What is? I'm also a car guy, and I think that I find it common with a lot of gun guys. There are also car guys, and we never have any money, but we have lots of cool stuff. But maybe it has something to do with explosions and combustion engines and stuff, but they're cool. Long story short, gone in 60 seconds, the Eleanor. What is your Eleanor, my man?
Oh, for God's sake. You can't
do
your
that
Eleanor? To me. You can't do that to me.
Make you choose one?
There isn't one. First of all, there is not one. There are two.
Okay, well, that counts.
That's fair.
I have narrowed it to the Pagani Zonda F Roadster.
The last of the truly hand-built Italian supercars. Pagani.
And the other one would be a Koenigsegg CCXR.
What?
Yeah. Talking about a very high level of it. I like your taste. Pagani's the last of truly hand-built Italian supercars. The entire car is a hand-built piece of art, and Christian Koenigsegg, is that the
Christian von Koenigsegg?
Okay, Von Koenigsegg, excuse me. He is the mastermind behind that company, and absolutely insane genius. Kind of maybe the Elon Musk of hypercars and combustion
He's got
engines.
like a very Lex Luthor kind of look to him.
Yes.
You know, the shaved head, looking like a little bit of a supervillain, but he makes amazing cars, and his theories of why things are done he's brilliant. I love that guy.
The trickle down technology that the rest of the community gets from that is, I like those choices. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I've been a car guy longer than I've been a gun guy. You know, I started out, I had a Mazda MX-6, and
Heck yeah.
that was my jam. You know, I had two of them.
A turbo one?
No. So I had, my first one was a 94 4-cylinder. It was like dark green, not great. My second one was the V6, which is the smallest production V6 ever made at the time. And then they made the MX-3.
2.6 or something.
It was a 2.5 V6, and then they made the 1.8 V6 in the MX-3, which is way worse.
Yeah.
The car made no power. I eventually ended up with a WRX STI. It was a 2005. And I just learned a lot of things the hard way with the Mazda. You know, I broke things. I learned how to rebuild a car because I was involved in a sort of community where things were not easily got. And then I got a Subaru, and I was like, oh, this is easy. This is great.
Yeah.
Just buy stuff from Japan. Literally, I did that.
Just send it here.
JDM stuff, man. Send it on.
I was big in the sort of OEM plus look, for those out there that understand what that is. I wanted the car to look like the Japanese version of the car. I had the big fog lights that you couldn't have on the American version, and blah, blah, blah. I had a bunch of cool stuff, and I love that car. I miss it, but I'm not sad that I sold it. I wouldn't be where I am now without it. And now I have a giant Sprinter van that is the exact opposite of my old car.
Battle Wagon.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was a DSM guy. I was a Mitsubishi.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
I was the Eclipse Honda guy.
Oh,
you're worse.
I thought
you're
he said BDSM. I thought he said BDSM. Sorry.
I saw 3 Hondas in my driveway.
But yeah, speaking of the Sprinter van, man, the Battle Wagon. So I guess the first question is, you're going to tell me the right color, but why school bus yellow?
It's called calcite yellow. Thank you very much.
Okay. I saw it. I was like, hey, it's yellow.
For the Honda guy, I'm just gonna case swap it, do a K24. You think that's all right?
Dude, K swap the world. You put a K in anything and it'll just kick ass.
It would probably make more power than the Motos in there.
I literally just sold
sticker on the side
all my H series stuff because I was like, I'm gonna build a H series to put in my CB7 Accord. No, it's gonna cost like $8,000 to rebuild an H series. Yeah, and I can K swap it for like $2,000.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. The Battle Wagon's rad. It's called calcite yellow. The reason I bought that color, I didn't want a yellow van. I was not looking for a yellow van. I was looking for a Sprinter van, and it was in 2022 when prices were still, $20,000 over MSRP. And I got a way better deal on this one at a dealership that was only 45 minutes from my house. So I was like, well, screw it, I'm taking it. So I did, and it's kind of stuck. And now people remember the guy with the yellow van, and also it's like a beacon because it's the van is like 12 feet tall, so I can see it forever away. I'm like, where did I park? Oh yeah, just look for the glowing orb over there.
It's the lifted school bus in the parking lot.
Yeah, I mean the it's super cool. The interior is getting finished right now. I'm really excited about. It's lifted. It's got 34s on it. It's cool. Got a huge extended range fuel tank, a heated floor in that bitch. Hell yeah.
Damn. What have you done in the back? So I haven't seen the update so far.
You haven't seen them because it's not done.
Okay. I was about to say.
The only thing that's in there currently is the heated floor. That system is installed. So it's got hydronic heated, uses a glycol water mixture piped through PEX tubing, and then using a diesel heater It uses fuel from the tank. It sips off of that, heats up this mixture, and then pipes it around the van. That's the main heat source. But that same system also does on-demand hot water and auxiliary air heat when needed.
Dude, that is nuts. That is nuts.
It's fucking awesome.
So when's the tour coming? Are we going to do a tour? Like, is it going to be like Jon Patton on tour now, around the country, and just
road tour?
Road tour.
Yes, actually, that's actually the plan.
Yes.
I'm going to. My plan is to. I haven't really figured out how to announce it on that channel because it's not just about guns. Like everybody is like, "Oh, where are you going to hide the guns?" First of all, I'm not fucking telling you.
Yeah.
Second, my life is not like I'm more of a person than just guns.
Yeah.
So I want to go around and adventure and push myself to see what I'm made of. That's the point of going out and going on these adventures. So I want to drive from where I live in Pennsylvania down to the southernmost point in Key West, and then snake all over the country, visiting all kinds of cool people, and end up in a town called Tuktoyaktuk, which is in northern Canada, where you can actually drive up to very close to the Arctic Ocean. Most people, when they think of that, they think of going to, Prudhoe Bay, which is in Alaska. The problem with Prudhoe Bay is you can't really drive up to the ocean. It's all oil fields and it's all controlled by corporate bullshit. So I want to go to the Canada thing. It's very dangerous to go up there in the Arctic. I would love to go in the winter. I'm trying to get there, just trying to figure it out. I want to see, what I can take. I want to push myself to feel more discomfort. And I say that while building out a, six-figure expensive-ass van. But yeah, I just want to go out and see the country, see North America, and maybe ship that thing overseas or something like that. I think that'd be fun.
That's admirable. That's cool as hell.
Yeah, it'd be fucking dude. I mean, why not? I'm very fortunate. I don't have kids. I currently don't have a wife. I have a significant other, but she's adventurous too.
Heck yeah.
And her kids are older, so going to see the world is not off the table.
Jon Patton does the world. I love
Why not?
It.
In the magic school.
Yes.
I'm very like everywhere I go, people are gonna know I'm an American just because I'm so fucking loud all the time.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be fun. I don't know what the future holds for that, but it's gonna be fun. I've already thought about what the next build will be for that channel. I've already been we're putting stuff away mentally for that. So it could be fun.
I like the story about the yellow because as a car guy, I also have a fantasy of a poor man supercar, like to me an achievable sports car. And I've been lusting for the C6 generation of the Z06 Corvette. It's
a C6.
A C6, yeah.
A C6.
Yep, because they're 3,100 pounds. They're 7 liters. They're naturally aspirated. They got a lot of things going for them.
Okay,
but sure,
yellow is the cheapest one, and so I told my wife, I'm like,
go for it. Why not?
If we're gonna end up on yellow, I'm just gonna rock the yellow. I'm gonna put a big bumper sticker across the back that says "This shit is bananas." I'm gonna straight pipe it. It's gonna throw fire. It'll be insane.
I am all
so mad respect for the yellow bus. I love the battle wagon.
Listen, when the van is done, I'm gonna wrap it, but it will still have massive amounts of yellow on it.
Red.
I love that.
Like, I'm not losing the yellow because I've become the yellow van guy. I never set out to be the fucking yellow van guy, but
the yellow van guy.
But here we are.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to do that. So I want to go back to what you were talking about for a second here with GunCon. Like you said, we missed the one that was at Brownells.
Mm-hmm.
Hate that. But we're looking for a location this year from what you're saying. But talk to us about GunCon. A, I guess, why did you want to put this show on? And then B, what's the purpose? What is your mission on this?
Okay. So in order for you to understand GunCon, you have to understand where it came from.
Okay.
I used to do an event that was originally just called a YouTuber panel because it was before TGC really truly existed. That then became the Gun Collective panel. And what we used to do was bounce around with the NRA annual meeting and go to whatever city they were in, get an event center, and then have a single Q&A panel with as many of the top content creators in the gun space as I could get. And we did that for a bunch of years. At one point, I did have support from the NRA for 1 year, and then they shit the bed on that. That's a whole nother story. But that eventually, Brownells was the title sponsor of that for a very long time. And during COVID, I was like, I'm tired. We had a company actually pull the location from us. They shut the event down before even telling me, and I was like, what the fuck? I was very angry. This was the Houston event. Well, fast forward, I was like, I want to do this on the East Coast. I want to like have my own version of this. Let's make it a thing. And then GunCon was born, and Brownell said, just do it here. So begrudgingly, I went to Iowa and did it. And we're now on year 3. This past year was year 3. It has grown massively, very quickly, which is good and bad. It's terrifying. But the core of the event is building community. And I think we've done a really good job of that. The vibe of the event when you're there is very relaxed. Everybody's friendly. Everybody's having a good time. I'm cursing at everyone. It's a good time. Really, like the whole thing is just about being as relaxed as possible and showing everybody that we're all on the same page together. And this is going to be a rad thing. I've had content creators that have, 1,000 subscribers all the way up to a couple million. We've got everybody there, all shapes, sizes, you name it. And everybody's welcome. Everybody gets the same treatment. And it's just something that I think will continue to be important, I hope.
So location, you said, I know you're looking, northeast-ish region?
I would love to do it in the Northeast. It's just hard to find. The hardest thing is finding a range. Like we were at the Brownells range and we packed it. We were nut to butt with vendors with 27 companies on the firing line. We had another bunch of companies just showing off their wares in the parking lot. And I would like to have 40, 50 companies on a firing line, and having that many at a range is very difficult.
Let's go.
There are not a lot of ranges in the northern half of the country that will allow for that, right? And the event is in June. I would like to keep it in June for various reasons, but having a space that allows for that is difficult. So I just visited a range in Pittsburgh this past weekend, north of Pittsburgh, and I'm talking to a bunch of ranges out west, like Boise and Salt Lake City area. Just kind of trying to find the right space that is right for the event.
Parma Rod and Gun Club is pretty big space.
What is it?
Parma Rod and Gun Club. It's just outside of Boise.
I messaged them. I think I'm still either trying to get a phone call lined up with them, or I did talk to them. I've talked to most of the big ranges.
Yeah, probably.
A lot of them actually fall short. The whole point is just trying to find the right spot. That's really what this is all about. It's got to be. It's got to check all the boxes. It's got to be big enough. Got to be near a major metropolitan area. It's got to have easy access. It's got to be easy to get to, getting around the facility itself. Is that possible? Is it safe? Can we do a night shoot? All those sorts of things are on the table, and I just haven't found the right one just yet.
Yeah, that's a tough one, especially like you said, you're trying to do a little bit cooler area. Obviously, I'm in Texas. We know that's the easy answer, but it's also hot as balls. And there's a million conventions here in Texas too. So I get not wanting to do Texas.
Also, Texas, I'm just going to go on record. This will be controversial. Texas does not, in fact, have the best barbecue in the country. Get fucked. It's not the best. Just saying.
Oh, who's the best?
Who's the best?
The Amish.
Ooh.
I can believe that. I can't compare, but I was built up on tech. I'm from Idaho, and I went to Texas for the first time this year, and everybody's like Texas barbecue, and it was good. Man, it was quality.
It's okay.
Texas,
but it was okay. I wasn't
Texas brisket is good. Anything else is, man, the way Texas presents it, the gluttony, hey, sit at this table and watch all this meat spinning around and pick what you want. There's the magic.
Right.
Yeah, I'm in for that. I really appreciate the variety of barbecue in this country. Like Carolina style is great. KC is great. Florida has dude, I had the best brisket I've ever had in fucking Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. What the shit is that about? What is that about? How's that possible?
I think at this point it's just an American thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, there's some pretty good barbecue in the Boise area too. Like,
I'm calling bullshit on that.
I mean, it's
kind of like on Idaho having fucking good barbecue.
They got potatoes though.
Yeah,
I don't know. I might be fucking wrong as hell.
No, they're gonna do a loaded potato barbecue baked thing because they got the potatoes for it.
But wait, the Amish. I'm curious on the Amish. Get back to the Amish because now you're back to the Amish. I was waiting for this, like, oh, it's going to be Florida or it's going to be Pennsylvania.
Nope, good at the Amish.
Where do we get said Amish barbecue? Huh?
Bro, I wish I even knew where these children got this barbecue that they sold to me. Yes, I shit you not. It was kids. So I used to work at a place. It's called the Sportsman Shop, and they used to be in a town called New Holland. Yeah. And there's a lot. It's the heart of Amish country, right? And they used to do this like street market. And I go out there for lunch one day, and I'm like looking around, and I'm like, I guess I'll just get whatever this barbecue is from these Amish kids. And it was like smoked chicken with barbecue sauce, and I about did a backflip the first time I took a bite. I was like, how the fuck are these little Amish kids selling me this crack-filled whatever the fuck I'm eating? It was juicy. It was smoke, like the shit, all of the things that you want from a little Amish kid that can barely speak English. They don't speak English. They speak PA Dutch.
Yeah, it was the Haitians. It was the cat, man.
Did you say it was the Haitians?
The Haitian cat.
Listen,
man.
First of all, I want to make a distinction here. I would absolutely eat a fucking cat.
I mean,
I would never eat a dog. I would never eat a dog.
I've wanted
dogs
to.
Dogs are useful. Cats are fucking useless.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough.
Their cats are in it for themselves. Fuck cats.
I love
this is awesome. I love it.
I mean, tell me one time your cat has loved you for you to be happy. No, your cat loves you because you give it shit. That's the only reason it does anything.
That's
so you do shit for the cat.
True.
Yeah. Hey, I took a bite out of my food. Refill the bowl.
You know,
yeah, exactly. Oh, hey, I'm just gonna cuddle on you so you do shit for me.
Yeah.
Fucking manipulative assholes.
That's how pussy rolls, man.
Also true.
Oh no.
He said it.
No.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. I had to. It was there for the taking.
Is there a video that I can watch of yours to show me the gun wall in the back and the assembly, or the before and after any of that, dude? Like,
we did a video. The video didn't perform well for whatever reason. I think I did a shitty thumbnail. It did not perform as well as I wanted it to. Yes, there is one. There was a different company's gun wall here for a long time, but it kind of didn't do what I wanted it to do. This is a much better execution. This is from Lockdown, and it's one of the best gun walls I've ever seen. I'm not saying that because they fucking gave it to me, because I spent out of my own pocket a shitload of money to make this function the way you see it.
Yes. Right. Look at that.
Oh, yep.
Firework. I don't know how that's some Apple shit. But like, we hid the LEDs. We built this is a false wall.
Gun wall, people. Do you see it? It gives you fireworks.
Yeah.
Lockdown.
There's a whole bunch of stuff that went into this like studio space that took a lot of time. And it's fantastic. I love it. And it holds a portion of the stuff.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, I'm a slat wall guy, and in the gun room I have, it's all slat wall. And the reason I like the slat wall was because there's not a company bending me over, so I have to buy their special fixture to hold the gun. Are all of those things back there? I mean, are they? I mean, not holding you to it, but I mean, are they fairly priced? I mean, so a couple bucks,
I happen to have
$5-10, something like that.
I got one like. This is for anybody watching. I'm holding up a single like rifle holder thing, right?
Yeah.
This thing is like $5.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
And what's cool is like you slot it in, and it has a little like spring tension built into it, so it locks in. However, here's the interesting thing. This is the thing that I love. On the ends of each slot are like two larger holes. I guess they're hexagons, but whatever. They are spaced like peg wall.
Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
standard peg wall stuff will go right into that, no problem.
That's kind of cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great. They have a whole bunch of their own accessories, and the like baskets and shelves and this and that.
Yeah.
Like they've got it all, and they're still developing it, still making new stuff for it. And honestly, it's awesome. It's fantastic.
Lockdown, you said?
Yeah, Lockdown. I think
I'll go look on his page. I'm sure there's a link somewhere in one of the coupon codes.
Yeah, there's links, and my link will get you a discount. But in case you guys have your own link, I'm not going to steal your thunder.
We don't have a link. If they gave us a link, it would cost more. So you can go ahead and give yours.
Okay, so if you use my link, it's in pretty much every one of our videos. If you use my link, it gets you 20% off everything they sell, just clicking that link.
Nice.
So go do it. Check it out. It's worth looking at. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only see so much of it behind me now, and like where I'm sitting is exactly where I film the news. So you can see a little bit more there, but it goes even past that. It's quite large.
Are you approximately center?
Yeah, I'm approximately center. Yeah, that's why I put that shotgun. That used to be an SP5, but that's now a Fostech Origin 12 that I just got.
Ooh,
that's kind of like centerpiece, and this thing up here is called Project Atrocious, the one that's just like barely peeking out. It's a 4-inch.
All we can see is the rainbow on it.
I love it.
Yeah, that's a He-Man mag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that gun is fucking stupid. That gun is so dumb. It throws fireballs, like 4-foot fireballs out of the fucking muzzle, because
I like stupid stuff.
More of the explosion is happening outside of the barrel than in the barrel.
I love that. I catch myself all the time where it's like, hey, I'm gonna have this room and I'll make my podcast here, and then I get tired of it. I'm like, I need to move rooms, so I'll move rooms and I'll create a new room and then a new room, and it's like now I've just started framing out the fourth room eventually, and the other ones go away. But it's like I'm trying to do things different now. I think I'm trying to go for like that old school like wood walls and leather, like the Ron Burgundy of the rooms, but not Sean Ryan. If you've ever seen his show, but I want to like clash Sean Ryan with like what you got going on and just kind of have a kid with that. Like that. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. But I'm sure it'll change.
Yeah, I am never going to try to do this again. I don't even want to take this apart. Like, if we ever move out of here, fuck.
Look at the look on his face. He's like, keep it. No.
Just verbo that shit and come back every week and film.
Yeah, maybe. I don't like this. To move all of that crap would be a lot.
If you find the right
need some help.
If you find the right buyer, it's an asset.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm very fortunate that we had support from Lockdown. They've been great, and we've got a lot of really cool stuff back there, thankfully. So yeah, there is video of it to answer your question.
I want to go watch that because I'm interested. I'm looking for a new wall because I like the options of being able to have lighting behind it, whether you can change the colors constantly or not. Like I like that backlighting. So
Sure.
Yeah, definitely into that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. It's fun. It looks great. It's easy to set up now. Like the whole point was to make this as easy as possible. I come down here, beep, boop, bop on my phone, and all these lights come on.
Everything starts working.
Yeah, the camera doesn't move. Nothing moves. I made it as easy as possible to create content as I can.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
All right, pause. We'll reset there.
All right, we'll reset there.
Perfect.
I'm trying to look because
where the white women at?
Where the white women at?
Shit, they're coming over later. Don't worry.
No.
We ain't found shit.
Yeah, we definitely need to go hang out with Jon Patton at GunCon. I like John.
You have no fucking idea.
I like John.
The barrel of laughs, like GunCon. When I say I curse at everybody, I literally. So when I do like a little like, hey, how are you kind of meeting, try and get everybody. We have a cigar lounge and bar.
Mm-hmm.
I go, hey, everybody, shut the fuck up, like that.
Yes.
It works.
I love it. I'm looking through because I'm looking at all of your recent videos. And
it's old. It was like I've had this for almost a year now.
Yeah. It's like. That's the downside of.
And I also don't title things so that they're searchable. Like I never, like I don't do that.
I said that's the great thing about that. That's the unfortunate thing about good content creators. Nothing's easily found because there's so much shit.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Whenever you guys want to reset, Matt, if you want to start going in, and then you can do your top 5. So John doesn't know about your top 5. We'll get back to the gun side, then we'll close it off from there. And I think we'll be.
So do we want to do top 5 and then maybe like plans for 2025 right after? Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead and hit it. So whenever you're ready, man, we're ready.
All right, 3, 2. All right, John. It's that time of the show. You haven't been here before, so you don't know. And it's stolen, of course, from other content creators, so I'm sure you've heard the question. Yep, just steal what you like. I want to know. NFA doesn't matter. Cost ammo doesn't matter. Just normal life. For the rest of your life, you get 5 guns, and only 5 guns. 5 serialized weapons. What's going with you? It can be something you own or something you don't own yet or have always wanted. Anything. What are you taking?
Oh, for fuck's sake. This is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous question.
I asked you the dumb car question and the dumb gun
You're a
question.
ridiculous person for
we
asking
keep Matt
it.
for the dumb questions like, what's your Eleanor and then what are your 5 guns?
Okay. So I'm going to have to say the A400 Extreme from Beretta.
Okay. He doesn't hate shotguns.
Oh, I am a shotgun prostitute. I
Hell
love
yeah.
shotguns. Sporting clays is the best thing you can do with a firearm,
I
bar
love
none.
it. It is a lot of fun.
I will argue that like nobody can beat me on that argument. Anyway, the other one would be this is very hard because thinking of like the price doesn't matter and NFA doesn't matter. Well, fuck. If I'm talking about my own guns, it's easy, but the thing that comes to mind is the UK-59 belt fed.
Ooh.
UK-59 is a really interesting one. It's one of the most fun experiences I ever had shooting a belt fed from the shoulder. It's I believe it's a 54R, 7.62 54R. Charges with the pistol grip. Dude, what the fuck? The Russian. Actually, it's probably not even a Russian gun. That thing's cool. Let's see.
Does the battle wagon need a turret?
Yes, absolutely. It needs a turret. Of course it does. Of course, we've already shot out of it. We did drive-bys with a high point out of the van. Okay, hold on.
I love it.
Bolt action. We got it. So I'm trying to pick from each like sort of category. I got a machine gun.
You're gonna miss something.
Action.
You can't cover everything in 5 guns.
Oh, I can. You fuck off. Hard. I can.
Hell yes, I love this.
Okay, so I got the. Let's go with a Straight Jacket Armory 300 PRC.
Ooh,
full custom build.
Okay.
Carbon barrel, lightweight stock, precision and hunting. Got it covered. Fuck you guys. I'm doing this.
All right.
And then
shotgun, machine gun, long range.
There's got to be an AR. Okay, I can't remember the name of the company. There's a company here in Pennsylvania that does ARs, and I'm blanking on the name, and I feel really bad. But they do a really, really good AR that I would absolutely rock. AR
is a good choice. You can swap the tops out, and it can be whatever you want, really.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Thank you for making my choice better than I had it. I was just going to go 5.56 because that's easy. But handgun is this one right here. This is a Bull Armory TAC Pro.
I got to ask about that, man. Okay, so all right. So hold on. Hold on.
I would like a grandiose applause for my fucking capturing of every single bit of the industry in 5 guns.
He hates AKs. He hates AKs. It's fine.
I don't hate them. They're just not as good as anything else.
So we got the A400. Then we went with the belt fed. Then we went with the 300 PRC.
Yep.
Then we went with What was number 4? It was an AR.
The Pennsylvania made AR-15. Yeah,
AR-15. Yes,
and then Geisley would work, but I'm gonna find this company.
But then number 5 was your Bull Armory. So now I have to ask you.
Oh no, Mike had a drink of whiskey and he's finding his soapbox.
Mike's been drinking, so we're cool. So this is a good opportunity for you to talk about Bull Armory.
Okay.
So I'm going to name some companies, and I understand we're talking about, I don't know, we might be talking about the same stuff, but we also might be talking about tiers and cost and
the price. Sorry, hang on. It's Mitchell Defense.
Mitchell Defense
AR.
Yeah, shout out to Nathan.
Okay. But when you talk about a Bull Armor and you talk about a double stack 1911, or 2011 as the cool kids call it, I mean, you're talking about T-Sauce. You're talking about the Prodigy. You're talking about Staccato.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about Cabot, Nighthawk. I mean, Wilson Combat. The list goes on. Why? This will be your Bull Armory soapbox. Why Bull? I want to know because I haven't shot one yet.
Okay, I've shot a lot of them. Thankfully, those guys are great. I mean, for the price point, it is absolutely fantastic. Requires no break-in. I think break-in periods are absolute fucking horseshit. In today's market, we're making guns that tight unnecessarily. Like, stop making me spend $300 on ammo to make your gun work correctly. I think the recoil impulse is managed incredibly well. I like the ergonomics. I like the optic mounting system that they've come out with now, the BAO. I just think its totality is fantastic. Yes, Wilson Combat makes a great gun. Nighthawk makes a great gun. I just happened to pick this one.
Yeah. And it was nothing like seeding you against them. It was one of those for you to pick a double stack 1911 or a 2011 and pick that one when, other people are going to say, wait a minute, you picked that over this. I want to do the explanation. And like you're saying, pound for pound, dollar for dollar, this one delivers what you expect. And I love that.
When I was doing more reviews, I gave this, so I was doing ranking, right? And I had 5 categories, and each category you got rated out of 5 points. This one ended up with a 24 out of 25. This is the best rated gun that I've ever had on there.
Wow.
Now, that may change, but right now that thing's fucking awesome.
I don't have any experience in their double stack, but I did shoot a single stack 45 caliber Bull Armory for the first time this year that a friend bought. And I was like, I don't know much about stainless. It wasn't a real high trim model, I think, but I was just absolutely blown away at the trigger and the build quality of a gun that was like $600 or $700. I was like, this is a pretty freaking sweet 1911 for $600.
I'm trying to figure out where it is. This is difficult to point. It's like right there or there. I don't know. Behind me, there is a 9mm 1911 from them that I think has an MSRP of $800, $750.
Yeah.
And it hits above its weight class. It's better than every other single stack 1911 I've ever shot.
Wow.
Better. Because for $800, whatever, you can get the quality. Like, you can get like 95% there. And guys will be like, well, it's not hand fitted. It's not this. It's not that. They'll come up with all these things. And it may be hand fitted. I don't fucking know. But it's fantastic for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, because we've got friends, and just like you, we've got friends all across the industry that make hand.
Wait, you have friends?
Like 3.
Fucking got it.
Yeah, and we pay for them every month.
2 of them are here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your wife doesn't count. Down
he
to
pays
2.
for my OnlyFans too, so that counts.
So, yeah, but what I've realized, and I asked the question, of course, nobody answers it, and I get why. It's like, okay, we can do this Nighthawk. I get everything's hand fitted, everything's just perfect, whatever, cool. Cabot, perfect. Staccato, semi-custom, nice. But what? No one will answer when it's like, well, hey, what if I buy the Bull Armory, or what if I buy the T-Sauce and I send it to a 1911 guy and say, mod this thing out. If I spend as much in mods and the weapon as the competitor, am I going to have a better product, an equal product, or still a lesser product? And in some cases, they're like, oh, you're probably going to have a better one. And so to me, it's torn as to like, well, then why the hell would I buy something that much? Like, I know I saw on one of yours the other day, and I'm not here to shit on them, but I saw your post about, you know, Watchtower and talking about the Demolitia. And I hope for Watchtower and Matt's sake, I hope they sell out of them, and they will. But aside from the legal stuff that's going on, paying that much money for a firearm, I'm like, man, I'm sitting here thinking like, man, I could buy 2 staccatos for that, or I could buy, you know, 5 bull armories or 5 whatever, or I could buy 1 1911 and another weapon. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of crazy at that point of like, is it a social status thing, or is it is it really worth it?
Okay, so I'll try to explain it from my perspective. I often complain about pricing. Like I bitch about it all the time about all these new products.
Yeah,
right?
you do.
All the fucking exactly. Like
It gets ridiculous.
There is no reason that I can find why some guns are as expensive as they are. What ends up happening a lot of times, you're paying for a prestige, right? Like there are faster cars than a Ferrari. There are.
Yep.
There are cars
This was
that
the
are
exact analogy I was going to use.
Yeah, there are better cars out there that do things better than a Ferrari, but a Ferrari is a prestigious car to own. So with that in mind, you start to understand the type of clientele that buy those fancy guns. Now, I think it's interesting seeing a Demolition Ranch gun because Matt doesn't like, he has some bougie stuff. He does a bunch of ridiculous. I think it's an interesting call. And I'm sure they'll sell out, and then shortly thereafter, that company will go bankrupt somehow because that fucking lawsuit is atrocious. Whatever, I don't know what the fuck is going. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. Like if you read it, it's fucking bad. That said, I think in terms of other $5,000 1911s and 2011s or whatever, I think there are a lot of great choices. There are a lot of great guns. Cabot is amazing. Once you get to a certain point, you can start to feel the differences. You can start to feel where these changes and improvements are made in these guns, but they don't necessarily result in a better shooting experience.
Correct.
They're still there, but they don't necessarily result in you shooting them. Like having meteorite grips on the fucking gun is not going to make you shoot better, but holy shit, it's cool.
Yeah, no, you're right.
We're just as bad as women. I'm telling you right now, and I say that because the gun world, and I've talked with Mike about this, and with ARs or brands, like just like a woman wants the red bottom shoes or the Louis Vuitton bag, in the gun world now, it seems like, well, I want this gun because it's a status.
Well, it's a social status. When you start seeing other people and they're carrying this gun and they're saying, you know, hey, this is what I carry, and all of a sudden everybody else thinks that, you know, that's what you need to carry.
Yeah.
You know, consumers have that choice. And, you know, guys, I mean, no matter how alpha or non, you know, or beta male we are, like, we still have pride. So when you see someone say, oh, when it comes to this, if you're still running this, you ain't shit. Like, you kind of want to step your game up. Even if when you get there, you realize, man, this really isn't that big a difference. Okay, lesson learned. Don't worry about it, but we're still going to do it because we don't want to be left behind until we get to that point where it's like, hey, I've been there. I've been around that block. I know what it's like. I like what I like. You do you, and I'll still outshoot you with what I got.
There's nothing better than that. Watching guys that can outshoot a dude with a $5,000 gun with a Glock 19. That to me is still, because at the end of the day, it's still you. It's still you. If you can't shoot, I'm still saying, I mean, okay, I get the 2011, makes you a better shooter, but if you can't shoot a Glock 19 or a Glock 17 somewhere proficiently, don't expect that you're going to pick up that 2011 and be John Wick. And we forget that.
You kidding me? I'm not? Fuck. What am I going to do
You're
with
close.
myself?
You're close.
I have a better gun room than John Wick all fucking day.
Oh yeah, 100%.
His
So,
only
John,
You do, but
in
you don't
one
have a
safe.
guy sitting there presenting the guns to you.
maybe
How
he
do you know
does.
I don't?
How do you know?
Mr. Patton,
Maybe
would you prefer the?
How do you know I don't?
he
That-
might have a
I'll
button.
I'll be that guy. Are you hiring for lackeys?
You're
Fuck
just trying
no.
to get in his house.
So, John, before we get out of here, what's in store for 2025 for the Gun
Oh,
Collective?
for fuck's sake. That's a very difficult
Besides
question.
the Magic School Bus tour, besides that, what else?
Jump
you
on
got?
the magic school bus. Burp, burp.
That was a good rendition. Thank
Thanks.
you. That's a value add.
I have no
Appreciate
clue
that.
what that is, but that's a reel.
that was spot on. Really, it's about finishing projects, making sure that TGC News does not drop in quality while I'm going crazy trying to do GunCon 2025. That's a big deal for me. You know, making sure once I find that location, it's balls to the wall planning. I've got my good friend Cody Hinton, who actually works for Brownells. He's going to be helping me create whatever this year's event is. So that'll be a big thing to look out for from me. And really, you know, I've got my podcast. We've got tons of content coming on the gun side. I've also got the Battle Wagon channel. It's BATLWGN for those that are wondering. You can look that up. And
One Val.
it's going to be great. It's just a lot of shit going on, a lot of travel, a lot of trying to make people have fun and be entertained,
Oh yeah.
and
that's the
maybe
name of the
learn
game.
something. Maybe.
I love that. And as you start dropping your stuff, I know we'll see it, but definitely shoot us a message because all shows, everything when it comes to that, I mean, your reach is way bigger than ours, but all shows, all events, all of that, it's all advertised on every one of our shows in the opening.
cool.
We want people
Well, I
to
appreciate
know.
that.
Yeah, we want people to know what shows are out, where they're at, where they can go to get tickets, because like we said earlier in the show, like we want everybody from all walks of life, all beliefs, all political sides, everything. We want everybody to have the opportunity to shoot some guns and have some fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, man. I will say this: GunCon tickets are always limited, intentionally. So there is not like this, you know, show up that day and be able to get a ticket thing. That does not happen.
Mm-hmm.
So be ready when those tickets are announced. Be fucking ready.
Dude, I can't wait. We're going to have to start booking for that.
Now we're excited. But John, I appreciate it. I know you're a busy guy with a busy schedule, and we truly appreciate you coming out on our podcast.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
Big thank you to Jon Patton for coming on our podcast. It truly was an honor. John's a great guy, funny as hell, and anyone that can make fun of Mike, it's a win in my book. So, Mike, what you got?
I mean, so, all right, first, the pros. I mean, the dude has been around for 10 years. I mean, he knows his stuff.
Yeah.
He's respected. He's a great advocate. I can only hope that our channel aspires to be half of what his is.
Facts.
All right, now the cons. Like, he's wrong. I don't know what gas station parking lot he bought this barbecue from. Memphis barbecue is king, but Texas brisket is king. And he said North Carolina, like putting some white mayonnaise, like white sauce on that junk, like vinegar. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, no, man. Like, I don't know. Something's wrong with his head. But anyway, I appreciate the camaraderie. I appreciate the banter. Yeah, man, it was all in all a good show, man. Matt, what about you?
Dude, I had a great time with talking with John. Again, anybody who talk trash on Mike, he's cool in my book for sure. Just getting to talk to him briefly at GOA, like that was an honor. Get to shake his hand, say hello, but to actually sit down and spend an hour and a half with the guy, just cutting it up. Like, he's got great taste in guns, great taste in cars. He likes whiskey and cigars too. Like, I like John, so he's welcome back anytime.
Guys, like I always say,
Put a
stay
bow on it,
dangerous.
baby.
Carry a weapon. We'll talk to you soon.